Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So the annual fee for my American Express Platinum card just hit, and boy does it sting to have to pay $700 to American Express just to have one of their cards. I remember 10 years ago when I got my first American Express card, seeing the different options that are out there with American Express and telling myself, I am not going to be one of these people who are paying the bank annual fees just to have their cards. Well, fast forward to today, and I'm paying quite a bit in annual fees, and I'm trying to cut this down. So like with all of my cards, when the annual fee hits, I need to evaluate whether or not it makes sense to either keep or cancel the card. So let's look into my American Express Platinum card. Now I know that the American Express Platinum card isn't for everybody, but the bonus that is connected with the card, along with all the different benefits that you hear about, can definitely make the card a pretty desirable one to want to add into your wallet. But you should look into how the card will work out in your wallet after the first year, because almost always in the first year, the card's going to make sense because of the welcome offer that is connected with it. In fact, with the American Express Platinum card, depending on which offer you get, you probably will earn yourself enough points that will cover the first 2 years of the annual fee with the card if you end up redeeming those points for just decent value. So if you don't happen to have the American Express Platinum card and you want to add it into your wallet, chances are you're going to get yourself positive value in year one. So if you are interested in the American Express Platinum card after watching this video, please check out my link in the description box to learn more. If you do decide to use my link, it does really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. But in year 2 and beyond is when you need to start crunching the numbers. Now, American Express is also really good about offering retention offers, so it can make sense even if you don't get yourself a ton of value in the first year with the card, to keep the card in the second year if they offer you a lucrative retention offer that can offset the annual fee. I've gotten a retention offer for my American Express Platinum card before, and this year I asked for a retention offer when I did see the annual fee hit, but American Express was only offering me 15,000 points for a decent amount of spend that I didn't want to have to do with my American Express Platinum card. And they also told me that if I wanted to, I could use my membership reward points to cover the annual fee at a 1 cent per point ratio, which is also something that I did not want to do. So I declined both of the retention offers that American Express offered me for keeping the American Express Platinum card. But just because I decline those offers doesn't mean I'm going to be canceling the card. If I decide to ask again a month or so later, that would actually make it worth my while to hit the amount of spend that they're asking for. So I guess you could say that it's somewhat of a gamble that I'm getting rid of these other offers that I don't really see to be that good, but I'd rather take the chance of hoping that I can get myself a better retention offer when I decide to ask again in the future. So without receiving any retention offer, let's look at the level of value that I am getting with my American Express Platinum card. So the American Express Platinum card has all sorts of benefits. Now in this video, I'm not going to go over all of the benefits because I have a number of other videos on this channel that do a deeper dive. So if you want a deeper dive, go check out those videos. But what I'm going to do in this video is look at how much I'm paying American Express versus how much I'm getting in value from having the Platinum card. So I'm paying American Express $695. So for this video, I'm just going to round up and say that I'm paying $700 to have the American Express Platinum card and get myself 5x back on flights, the different coupons that are connected with the Platinum card, and also the different benefits you end up getting for having the Platinum card as well. So first, let's look at the earnings with this card. Now, the American Express Platinum card is not a strong earner card. Chances are, unless you are spending an enormous amount on flights, you probably aren't racking up a ton of points with spend by using your American Express Platinum card. I fly quite a bit, but I don't pay full price for many of my flights. Chances are, if I'm flying domestic in economy, then I will be using my American Express Platinum card to pay for that flight. But if I happen to be flying transcontinental in business class, or if I happen to be flying internationally in either business or first class, I'm only going to be using my American Express Platinum card to be paying the taxes and fees for those award flights. I may travel like a rich man, but I'm not rich. I'm just points rich. Another way that I've earned points with my American Express Platinum card has been taking advantage of the different Amex offers that are connected with the card. So when looking at my domestic economy flights and also the taxes and fees for my award flights, I haven't spent that much money on my American Express Platinum card this year. So far this year, I've earned about 10,000 membership reward points off of spend at the 5x multiplier categories, and then I've earned a few thousand more points off of taking advantage of some of the different Amex offers connected to my Platinum card. So at this rate, I should earn about 30,000 membership reward points by the end of the year with my American Express Platinum card. So if I'm just looking at points earnings with this card, I don't spend enough to justify keeping this card open from all the points that I'm racking in from my Platinum card. So because of this, I need to be getting myself a decent amount more in value from my Platinum card from the other benefits that are connected with it. So the first one is going to be the airline incidentals credit. If you just do a little bit of research on this airline incidentals credit, you will see that it isn't difficult to get yourself the full value for airfare, even though it isn't technically designed to be used for airfare. So unless you are someone who doesn't fly, you're gonna be spending over $200 on flights throughout the year. So because of how easy it is to turn this into airline credit, I see this as being a full $200 value that I get from my American Express Platinum card. The next credit is going to be the digital entertainment credit. Now this is going to be another one where I give the full value for because of the fact that I've always been an ESPN Plus member because I am a fight fan, so I can watch boxing matches and also MMA matches on ESPN Plus. And last year, I decided to get the entire full Disney Plus bundle, and the Disney Plus bundle is a little bit over $20 each month. So even though I am spending a little bit on top of the $20 that I'm given with my American Express Platinum card, I still am seeing this as being a service that I'd be using regardless of if I had the Platinum card or not. And while I may not watch Hulu or Disney Plus a lot, I watch it enough to justify paying for this service. And for those who haven't watched X-Men 97, I highly recommend it because that show is fantastic. The name is Gambit, mon ami. Remember it. The next credit is going to be the Uber credit. Now this is one that annoys a lot of people because although they do give you $200 towards Uber rides or Uber Eats, they break it up into being monthly credits, and while that may work for something like the digital entertainment credit because you're doing a subscription to where you're paying month after month, with Uber rides or Uber Eats, you may end up spending $200 on Uber in 1 month and then not using Uber at all the next month. Now, I would obviously like to have it all in one lump sum. I use rideshare services quite a bit. In fact, last year, I spent over $1,500 on rideshare services. Every time I go on a trip, I spend between $30 to $40 to get myself either an Uber ride or a Lyft ride to the airport. And although Los Angeles is a major city, their public transportation is laughably bad, so I really don't have any other option when I am looking to travel somewhere. Being in Los Angeles, I feel that most people out here use rideshare services quite a bit, so I give this Uber credit the full value each year. Now, there are some occasions where, for whatever reason, I don't end up using Uber 1 month, and if that ends up happening, then I will end up using Uber Eats to go pick up some food, and when I do that, I tend to not feel that I'm getting myself the full value for the credit during those instances because the price does end up getting jacked up, but I do feel that that ends up being a lot rarer of an occasion as compared to me using this credit for just an Uber ride. So from just these 3 credits alone, being $200 with the airline credit, being $240 with the digital entertainment credit, and also another $200 with the Uber credit, that is $640 in value in places where I'd be spending that money in these categories regardless. So the way that I see it is that I'm only $60 behind from breaking even with my American Express Platinum card. So if I can earn, say, 6,000 membership reward points, which would be $1,200 spend in 5X categories, then I'm gonna be at a break-even point, and then everything above that I get from benefits with my American Express Platinum card is gonna be additional gains. Now I say 6,000 points, given the value of each membership reward point at being 1 cent per point, I know I can get myself more value than that when I am redeeming them, but just for easy math, I like to look at it that way, and I've already earned myself more than 6,000 membership reward points with my American Express Platinum card this year. So every additional benefit and credit that I name moving forward is just gonna be gravy on top. So the next credit is going to be the $200 hotel credit. Now I used the fine hotels and resorts to stay at the Conrad in Osaka earlier this year, and I'll say that I absolutely loved my stay there. I'm a sucker for high rises, and at that hotel, you get a beautiful look at the city of Osaka. The staff was incredible, and because I booked with the fine hotels and resorts, I got myself a room upgrade, daily breakfast for 2, and then also a $125 experience credit. And with that $125 credit, I use that to dine at the Cora restaurant, which is gonna be at the top floor of this hotel, and got myself some incredible Wagyu beef. Now, I don't remember exactly how much I spent in Osaka, but with using my American Express Platinum card to stay at the Conrad, I got myself $200 off my stay. I also got myself a $125 experience credit. I got daily breakfast for 2 and also a room upgrade along with late checkout. If I look at the value of all of this, it's close to like $500 in value that I got from using my Amex Platinum card for this luxury hotel stay. And even though this is a luxury hotel, at the time that I stayed there, it wasn't going for $600 or $800 a night. It was going for close to $300 each night of staying there. And at that price point, I could say that this is 100% worth it, and I would definitely go back. And even if I didn't get the $200 statement credit that you get with the American Express Platinum card, I would definitely still say that it is worth it because of all the other benefits you get booking through the fine hotels and resorts. Now, to be on the safe side, let's say I got myself $400 in value booking through the fine hotels and resorts to stay at the Conrad in Osaka with my American Express Platinum card. If you add that $400 to the value of the other three benefits that I'm taking full advantage of, then I get myself over $1,000 worth of value from a card that's cost me $700 a year. Now, these other credits, I will say, aren't anywhere near as valuable to me as the first 4 credits. In fact, if Amex didn't just give me these credits, I probably wouldn't be shopping with most of these companies at all. For example, the Saks Fifth Avenue credit. Now, you get $100 throughout the year towards Saks Fifth, and I've used this to the fullest every single year to get myself some fancy underwear. But if I didn't have this credit, I wouldn't be shopping at Saks Fifth, so I don't value this credit very highly. Now, while Global Entry and TSA PreCheck is definitely a service that I would have, even if I didn't have the American Express Platinum card, Clear is one that sometimes I think that it's a service that I would pay for, and other times I'm like, well, it's not really giving me that much. I feel that Clear in the last 6 or so months has definitely went downhill as compared to what it was when I first was using Clear as a service. Because many times when I go to use Clear, there's no one even in the regular TSA PreCheck line that I'm going to, or the amount of time that it takes me to go through the entire Clear process, I could have already went through the TSA PreCheck line to begin with. I feel like they've added new rules with Clear. Now, when Clear is on and there is a long TSA PreCheck line, Clear can end up being an awesome benefit. But as I said, I do feel that in the last like 6 to 8 months, things have changed with Clear and not for the better. So while I do think that Clear is a valuable benefit, I do not see myself paying $189 for Clear, at least how it is in its current form. The Walmart Plus credit does give me value the 1 or 2 times throughout the entire year that I shop at walmart.com, but I would never spend $155 for Walmart Plus. So this is a service that I only really use because I have the American Express Platinum card and it gives it to me for free. Marriott Gold is not something that I use, but Hilton Gold is a valuable benefit that I feel that you do get with the American Express Platinum card because you can get yourself free breakfast. Now, when I stayed in Fiji at the Hilton property out there, I didn't use the fine hotels or resorts to get myself free breakfast, but because of having gold status, I was able to get myself free breakfast for the 5 nights I was there. Breakfast at this hotel wasn't crazy expensive. It was probably close to like 20 bucks, but even still, that's $100 of savings because of having the Platinum card giving me this gold with Hilton. And although that I work out frequently, and also I've rented a car and returned items in the last year, the Equinox credit, the car rental status, and also the extended warranty have all been things that I've not gotten myself any value from since having myself the American Express Platinum card. It's not that I don't see that there is value in these different benefits, but it's just not ones that have given me any value since having the card. But what I do get value from, and one of the main reasons why I will be keeping this card open, is going to be from the lounge access. The American Express Platinum card is the king of giving lounge access. I've been to a number of different Centurion lounges, Plaza Premiums, Delta Sky Clubs, and also Priority Pass lounges all in the last year because I've had my American Express Platinum card. Now, not only does going to lounges save you money because you don't have to purchase overpriced food at the airport, but it also is just a much more comfortable way to travel. I know people have been complaining about the lines to access many of these different lounges, and I've had issues specifically with Priority Pass lounges, but for the most part, I've been able to get into most of these lounges with very little or no wait time at all. Now, I never know what price point to value each time I access one of these different lounges, but I'll say that I definitely get myself more than $30 in value every single time I go into these lounges, whether it be because I get myself multiple plates of food or a couple different fun drinks to have before getting on the plane. So when I compare all the different cards that I have to try to see which one gives me the most value, although my American Express card is costing me the most at being $700 each year to keep this card open, it's also giving me the most value out of any other card that I have in my wallet. I would say in the last year, I'm gonna be getting myself close to $2,000 in value from my Amex Platinum card. So although it does sting to pay American Express $700 to have one of their cards, it would be foolish of me to cancel this card because of how much value this card is giving me each year. I find it kind of comical that the card that gives me the most value isn't even one that normally sits in my wallet. My American Express Platinum card normally sits in my travel backpack because unless I'm using it on Amex offers, I'm not going to be using it for normal everyday spend. I already have my American Express Platinum card's information saved onto many different airlines' websites, which is pretty much where I'm going to be using the card. So I leave it in my travel backpack so that when I travel, I'm going to be able to have that card with me to access lounges. But even though this card doesn't normally sit in my wallet, the American Express Platinum card is a true luxury travel card that hits every aspect of traveling, and it's the most valuable card that I have. But hopefully you enjoy this video, and I want to know, for those of you who have the American Express Platinum card, have you broken down how much value this card has given you in the last year? And if so, let me know in the comment section down below what type of value you've gotten for your American Express Platinum card. Now, if you happen to really like this video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.